I have a story out of Columbia Falls, Maine. First of all, the author has a great name. Katie Cough. Cough.
Cough, Broford, and Swallow. Hanging out together. Harter, Swallow, Broford, Glasscock.
Oh, man.
Ooh, yeah.
There we go. But yeah, she is Katie Cough, writing out of the Maine Monitor. Every morning, fantasy author Sherry Murphy, who I looked this up, she wrote her famous series is called In Service of the King. I don't know if you've
vaguely heard of it.
Okay, so she lives in this very small town of 500 people in Maine. She wakes up every day and updates her Facebook friends on life in the quaint Down East Maine community that she's called home for nearly 2 decades. She extols the virtue of the river rushing through downtown, the towering balsam fir outside of her window, the vast forests in all directions, and the area's seclusion from the bustle of city life. Quote, I always tell them how beautiful it is here, said Murphy, resting her hand on her Maine Coon cat, purring softly on her lap. But what would become of this picturesque community if a local family's proposal to turn hundreds of acres of wilderness into a $1 billion patriotic theme park, complete with a flagpole that, if built, would be the 3rd tallest building in America, moves ahead?
Sick. I love a tall flagpole.
I like how the flagpole is so tall you can barely see the flag at the top.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll when I tell you about this flag, you're gonna be able to see this fucking
This flag at half mast is like still pretty high.
Murphy and the 500 residents of Columbia Falls have been grappling with that question since the Flagpole of Freedom Park, a business venture to quote unquote unite America, was unveiled last year. So this is a town of 500 people in the fucking woods of Maine.
To the 500
Did they
people.
unite America?
Yeah.
Well, it's not done yet.
Did they even unite Maine?
It's not done yet. It's supposed to be done in 2026, the 250th anniversary of America.
Damn, we're not going to be united by the next election.
I know.
We're going to have to wait a whole nother time. Damn.
Quote, this is not a place for consumers. It's a place for artists and writers, said Murphy. On Tuesday, residents passed a 180-day moratorium on all large-scale developments in town, a move that will buy them some time to weigh the economic boon the park might bring against the disruption it could bring to the scenic landscape.
I wouldn't worry. No one's going to come to this shit.
Well, it seems like they're going to build this fucking thing.
Yeah, of course they're going to build it, but it's not. That doesn't mean people will want to go to it.
Wait till you see the flagpole. We'll put this up on
That
Twitter.
is beautiful.
Twitter so people can
Makes
see
you
it.
want to go to Maine.
It really does.
Oh yeah, no, this is very close to like Arcadia National Park. Like it's, beautiful scenic wildlife. Here's what they're trying to turn it into though.
What if you could be part of an idea
Oh my fucking God.
that actually helped unify our country?
So just propaganda right off the bat.
And what if this was a place where pride has no party? And
Oh my God, it's so big.
50-year fight for freedom would bring all of us closer together as, quite simply, Americans.
Yeah.
And what if this was the only place that honored every one of our over 24 million fellow Americans who have served this country and fought for our freedom since the Revolutionary War?
Okay,
so this is a money.
Hold on.
Money
So wait,
laundering
you said the
scheme.
flagpoles are not real, right? They haven't been made yet?
No, this is all.
So that's CGI right
yeah,
there?
this is all just CGI. Yeah,
That's-
this is all
They
theoretical.
put a lot of money into this thing.
Yeah.
They
Oh.
got a good voiceover guy.
Not only
this
that,
is well shot.
It's like passable CGI.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
It's past. This is like a movie trailer.
They're trying to get government funding to build this thing and then pocket a bunch of money.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, because how much does a flagpole take to make?
I mean, that flagpole's got to be
it's-
$70,000.
Well, it's not just a flagpole, AJ. Also,
Right, I'm sorry,
I
there's a
did
whole
want to
part.
point out that they did get Dr. Ben Carson to be the guy who did the big unveiling of this thing. So if you want to watch, he has a long interview about it. It's on Facebook.
They showed a bunch of people standing around tons of trees that had been cut down from the forest.
Oh yeah,
And what if this was a place where people of all ages would come to learn and
But
to
one
teach
ethnicity.
and to connect to our past, our present, and our future?
wait till you see the flagpole.
Oh my gosh.
And what if at the center of this place stood a flagpole taller than the Empire State Building, flying the largest American flag ever flown?
Oh, you
What
can go
if
inside
you could
it.
help change the
Oh, yeah.
future by making history?
Oh God. Okay, so yes, this
They're trying to build another like Space Needle with this.
it's bigger than the fucking. It's way bigger than the Space Needle.
Taller than the Empire State
taller
Building.
than the Empire
How
State
far away are you
Building.
gonna be able to see this from?
I mean, presumably for like
Miles and miles.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, fuck yeah. So this the flagpole.
This is gonna unite America.
I changed my mind.
This shit's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
So
I have not changed my mind, but also,
Once I saw the people inside it, I was like, "This is awesome."
yeah, there's a big ball on top.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For those
I
people.
always, when I see a flag, I'm like, I want to be inside the pole.
That's right.
You know,
what would it be like?
I want to know what
be-
the flag sees. You know.
And just that gives you an idea of how big they actually want to make it.
Yeah, it did. It looked really big, and then you saw how big people were inside, and you're like, "Holy shit!"
Oh,
This
yeah.
is big. But then, yeah, Empire State Building. So I guess, yeah, of course.
Oh yeah. So you think it's awesome? This resident, Richie Poirier, said yesterday, "Quote: I 100% support the idea of waking up and looking at a United States flag of America waving in my skies."
How many views on that video?
10,000. So
right.
so they
Yeah.
want to build a what $1 billion? What, how
They
much did you
said
say?
billion. They
Oh,
said the
yeah.
word billion.
Oh
which
yeah. Well,
raised my my red flags right away.
so the park is the passion project of the Worcester family, best known for its nonprofit Wreaths Across America, which places garlands, mostly grown on their land, in and around Columbia Falls at veterans' graves every Christmas.
Aw.
Yeah, I also want to point out there was not.
No, do anything else with your money. You know who
Anything.
doesn't care? Dead people.
Yeah,
that's true.
Dead people don't give a shit.
You know what you could do? You could give that to veterans' families.
Fucking literally.
No, no,
Yeah.
Who's
don't,
lost
Because
their
they're just going to
bread
spend it on wreaths.
Don't give it-
So we're actually
Yeah,
just
you know
cutting
what?
out the
That's a
middleman.
good point.
Saving
Yeah.
time.
We're
They
saving
are.
time and money
Yeah.
and effort.
They don't
I
need
didn't think
medical
about that.
care. They don't need
Because they don't
want
to have to go to the graves themselves.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
So we're putting it there for them.
let's say each wreath costs $3.
They
Just,
should-
just
what they
giving
should
them
do is-
$3
is
would be
take
better.
that money, hire Mike to write an obituary about those veterans.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
see,
yeah.
there we go.
Chummy
There we
son
go.
of a bitch.
So, if built, the Flagpole of Freedom Park would take the family's mission to honor veterans to new heights. Rob Worcester described as, quote, part national monument, art historical adventure, immersive tech-driven museum, and architectural wonder. So,
You know what's so frustrating about this? Like,
so many things.
I mean, but there's just like, okay, first off, I do respect a good portion of veterans.
yeah, sure. We'll get into
Not-
that.
Not all of them, let's be clear.
We'll get into
but,
that.
But at the same time, like, you know, I do respect that. I do think we should pay respect to that in ways that we can. I'm cool with the American flag because despite America being shitty sometimes, it's also pretty fucking cool. I deliver weed for my second job, and I'm pretty happy about it. And there's not a lot of other places you could do that.
Okay, yeah.
There's good things about this place. This is not it.
Well,
I don't know.
I
Do you
did
see
want-
how big the flag was?
Yeah, I don't think you're
That's what
seeing
I'm
how
saying.
fucking big this flag
The people were
is.
inside it. Those are like real size people.
They're
And in
Inside
that
the
video,
flag.
there was not one brown person.
No, not a single
Wait,
one.
hold on, guys. It is
Literally not a
Maine.
single.
like,
But still,
They
they're
couldn't
like,
find
we're going to bring
people.
everybody together. No, you're not.
yeah.
You're lying
That is-
to me, and
that
I
is so
don't
funny.
like it.
And I don't. You couldn't tell from the audio, but they wanted to basically do, you know, like the Vietnam Wall.
Oh, we're
Well,
getting to it.
They wanted to put every
Oh.
dead soldier from every war
Oh,
America's
yeah.
ever
24
had.
million.
Yeah. So the Remembrance Wall is proposed to be 9 miles long and would list the names of every U.S. veteran who has died, an exhibit that would be updated each year. Not in combat, just in general.
He served and died. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
So, like, of old age.
well, yeah, just anything. It's I made note. Do we include Jeffrey Dahmer? Do we include Lee Harvey
On the
Oswald?
wall.
Why
Yeah,
not?
on the wall.
James Earl Ray, Eric Rudolph, Sammy the Bull Gravano, Jerry Brudos, Dean Corll, the Texas Sniper, the DC Sniper, the Boston Strangler, the Cleveland Strangler, the Brownout Strangler, both Freeway Killers, the .com Killer, Rattlesnake James,
Yep.
the Classified Ad Rapist, the Midtown Slasher, the Pillow Pyro, the Bedroom Basher, the Dating Game Killer, the Demon of the Belfry, or Uh-Oh the Clown.
Ooh, yeah. Why not? They died.
Come
right?
on, you got to put Uh-Oh the Clown on
If
there.
you're gonna exclude ones that committed crimes, that's gonna be like a fucking
gonna be a lot.
5 mile long.
Gonna be a lot.
Yeah.
So as for the flagpole would be 1,461 feet high, which would stand 1,776 feet above sea level.
Jesus.
So 1776, motherfuckers.
In Maine, too.
In Maine, in a town of 500 people.
No one's going to Maine.
Also, if it's
it doesn't matter what you do.
No.
No one's ever gone to Maine.
And look, I'm not a geographical expert, but I believe if a wall is 9 miles, that's all of Maine, correct?
I mean,
Maine's pretty big.
Maine's fucking huge.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Maine is
I do actually know that.
Oh, okay.
So
It's not as big as New Mexico.
at the beginning of this, you said this was called a theme park.
Yeah, so there's
What's the theme?
Yeah, why on earth would they call it that?
Are there roller
Because
coasters?
It's a park with a theme.
It certainly has a theme. It
Yeah.
has a strong theme. I'll be honest, most theme parks, not as clear on their theme.
yeah, but this is a pretty
And it
pretty
sure is a
strong
park.
theme. Yeah.
Sure is a park.
That's a good point.
The American, I'll tell you in 1 second, but I did want to mention the American flag would be the size of 1.5 football fields. So that's how big the flag is. The surrounding park, as envisioned by the Worcesters, would feature theaters, restaurants, a hotel, stores, hiking trails, museum exhibits, and ticketed rides, and educational attractions like the Hall of History and Village of Old Glory that tell the story of the nation's wars. I was like, are we going to have...
I don't get it. What?
The theme is
This is-
warmongering.
Yeah.
But also, like,
seem to be that, yeah.
with everything described, this is actually going to cost $1 billion.
and
This
It's just a
Oh,
waste,
yeah.
of,
Oh, yeah.
giant waste of
Here's
money.
the thing: if they actually pull this off,
yeah.
I mean, I'll be impressed.
Well,
No, I'll have to. It'll be the third tallest building in America.
I'll have to be impressed
the tallest flagpole in the world, by the way, by hundreds of feet.
by a lot.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Probably only the 10th wasted $1 billion. Like a 10th in the...
And visitors would be ferried on gondolas crisscrossing above the trees.
Ooh.
So, it's going to have
That actually
the...
does sound
They're
fun.
making it sound so cool.
That really does sound cool. Like,
It's so
honestly.
cool.
So
But
the,
there's no way. There's 10,000 people watch this video.
yeah.
If each of them gave what? $1 million? we could get there. Like, it would be legitimately $100,000 per person watching it.
By the way, the 9 Mile Remembrance Wall, that would be the one free part of the park. Everything else. So you can go look at all the dead people from wars, but you
wanna
gotta
have
pay
fun,
to get
you
in.
gotta
So
Yeah.
what you're
Yeah.
saying is that freedom
Isn't free. Bingo. Yes, sir. Quote, this will be a place that's known as the most patriotic place there is, Rob Worcester, the project's co-founder, said. Critics have...
That's how I judge where I want to go places. Where's the most patriotic place?
it's Saudi Arabia. So critics have dismissed the Worcester's aspirations as fanciful and over the top. Really? Wow.
Who says that?
But for residents of the state's poorest county, it's a prospect that some say serves serious consideration.
How many
mean-
people live in Maine?
1.3 million.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's barely more than the Rhode Island.
Yeah. And Maine
That is crazy.
way-
There's
way bigger.
$1 billion from Maine. That it makes no sense.
How much money could you give to 1.3 million people if it was $1 billion?
$1,000
each. Yeah.
I say
roughly.
literally. I say just give
That's-
$1,000 each.
That's so
No,
much.
everybody in Maine.
I say don't do that because where are you getting this money from?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
The money
No,
is
I mean, if you're
theoretical.
getting-
If you're getting the money,
If you're
sure, I'd
getting the
rather
money.
do that.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
Maine, give them all the money, but don't do any of this.
Or you got 500 people who live in that town. I don't know. Build a business there.
That's what they're doing.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
building a business there.
It's not a
we're-
business.
Everyone's gonna go.
We're going to talk to some of the business owners.
Just wait till you see the gondolas flying around. You're not gonna be able to keep your money in your pocket, dude.
You know what? I'm on my way right now. I changed my mind.
Nancy Bailey, who raised 2 children in Columbia Falls, says that she loves the area's evergreen vistas and bright stars as much as every other resident, but welcoming a tourist attraction of this size could help the community stay afloat. Quote, we need something here. We desperately need something.
Yeah, her and those 2 kids are like a fourth of the population of this town.
And then she says, Worcester is a Columbia Falls man through and through. He wants the town to be taken care of. And I'm like, it's literally the monorail guy from The Simpsons. Like, this is such a fake thing.
I do love I was looking at Sam here for a second. He had the microphone on his head like he was trying to stab his brain. Like, what the fuck is happening?
When people are so dumb, they're just this
Yeah.
is going to ruin your life in a way you can't comprehend.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be so good for me personally.
Maybe you'll change your tune when you hear what this guy's
Oh, okay,
promising.
here we go.
So
Let's see.
The family says that the concept could create 5,000 jobs, which would make it one of the state's largest employers. And they have estimated that the attraction could bring 6 million visitors a year.
How much they charging? $20?
Okay, so
you're still not getting close to $1 billion. So you're in the hole for like 100 years.
So let me just tell you, Maine's most popular attraction that's not the LL Bean store
of course,
would be Arcadia National Park, which attracts 4 million people a year to the national
How
park.
big's their flag?
Yeah, good point. It's a little tiny flag that an old man.
Arcadia National Park's about to go to 0.
Yeah. Fuck you, Arcadia.
You know what? I hate to tell you guys some bad news. I bet you if they actually built this shit, it would fucking work.
Yeah. Where does the money come from?
No, you want to know why? How many people voted for fucking Trump?
Maine is really far away.
It is, I know.
From everybody.
In the corner.
It
That's
is-
important to note.
It is
This
really
is not near anything.
Like, you got to go through New York.
and
would
New
be the
Hampshire
closest,
and
yeah.
Vermont
Yeah.
and like
The
all
worst
of that.
part is
Yeah.
when you go through Jersey, though.
But I'm saying Yellowstone National Park
Yeah.
gets 2 million a year.
Nice.
And they're saying this would
Yeah,
attract
let
6
me ask you a very important
million
question
people.
about Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Does it have the world's biggest American flag?
Yeah.
How
Keep
many?
saying it.
How many? Yeah. Here's my question: how many millions of dead people's names can you read?
Yeah, right. I mean, like when you're the monorail system or whatever, the gondola system, and like restaurants and everything. This sounds cooler than Yellowstone. I'm just saying. I would never begrudge anyone for going. I don't think it's even a bad idea if you could just poof make it. But
Yeah.
So they
you
got
gotta
to
make it.
Yeah.
They got to have a cartoon mascot, right?
Oh, yeah.
Who do you think their cartoon
It's
mascot?
a flag. It's
just a
obviously
flag. It's a
just
talking flag.
talking flag.
Yeah.
They also think the population is going to grow by over 10 times.
5,000.
Well, and that's just the employees. That wouldn't be
Yeah.
all their families and all the people.
Well,
that
I mean,
to
people
town
might come
for
from
other stuff.
towns over.
So exactly. So
Yeah.
their plan is going to be expand the city like 100 times bigger than it should be
Yes.
for a 500 person
yeah.
town.
And if we know anything about towns like this, they will build no infrastructure.
no,
Well-
absolutely
Wait,
not.
that's a great question. How big? What's the square mileage on this town? There's a 9 mile long wall.
Yeah.
I think
the
the town is
poorest-
probably about 8.5 miles
the
long.
poorest
right?
county.
I assume
in
on the
state.
border of whatever Native American land is there.
Probably not on the border. Probably they're spilling over the
right
border.
across through it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so they went ahead and started building stuff
Oh my God.
without asking anybody. The family, this is from the article, the family was once so confident about the project's future that they built dozens of cabins on the property overlooking the planned construction site called Flagpole View Cabins. They were issued a violation for doing so without a permit. So basically, they were planning on, I guess, getting this land that was owned by the state of Maine and I guess annexing the town to it and then building on top of it. And they were so sure this was going to go through that they built a bunch of like cabins where this would theoretically be. Columbia Falls has already spent nearly $10,000 in consulting fees linked with the project. Again, this is the poorest county in the state. This just this little great slice of life from the town. The pitch has been hard to swallow for Columbia Falls, whose business community consists of farms, one diner, a general store,
It's like the
One
Green Acres town.
and then my
And
And it's all in the same
literally
building.
called General Store.
Yeah.
and then my favorite thing, the most Maine shit ever, a lobster trap manufacturer,
Of course.
and Wild Blueberry Land, a shop and museum shaped like a blueberry.
They already have a theme
Maine
park.
They already got it, yeah.
I want to go to Wild Berry Blue Lane.
I mean,
Wild Blueberry
I would
Lane.
go to all 4 places in the town.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, the owner says that he believes the Flagpole Park is, quote, a good idea, but he's unsure if his hometown is the right fit for it. It's like, yeah, I think.
He's the smartest one they've talked to.
Yes.
So
Oh,
far.
yeah, absolutely.
I
and
kinda
he's
have a
still
feeling that
halfway wrong.
Even everybody that's been talking about this has been like, I'll take it. But no one's like, we need this. You know what I mean? Everyone's like, if it existed, sure. You know, which is, I think, the right attitude. Because if this existed, sure. But I don't know where they're planning on getting money from. It seems like they've done nothing so far.
So-
they built some stuff that was illegal, and then they got in trouble for it. That's what been the whole progress in this.
Which, by the way, those cabins will be rotting away
Yeah.
shortly.
So the Worcesters have acknowledged some concerns about their plans. Quote, there's a lot of people that don't want change, but I think that Washington County is economically struggling a little bit, and I think we can help. And it's like, again, just give everyone $1,000.
No, build a political theme park. That's what I say. People have so much fun with politics already.
Yeah.
Why not just make it a vacation?
Yeah.
Marianne Moore.
idea.
Oh yeah. This project has been controversial from the start. It even came up during last year's state senate race. Asked for their opinions on it during a debate, candidates on both sides expressed skepticism. Marianne Moore, a Republican who ultimately won the race, said, quote, "Looks awesome," but she questioned if it was going to fly in Washington County. Her opponent, Democrat Jonathan Goebel, had more disparaging words, casting doubt on how big of a draw it would be. Quote, "How many times do people go see the world's largest pig?" It's like,
Well,
right.
see, I think that tells everything. We're acting like, oh, these idiots in Maine, they're falling for this. I don't think anyone's falling for it.
no,
I haven't spoken to anybody who's really like,
no.
finally, we're going to do it. Everyone's just like,
Sure,
this
the
is
entire
not
town's
gonna
like,
happen.
hey, just bring a warehouse.
It's just a family trying to scam a town and not succeed.
Yeah, just give me a fucking job. I don't care what
Yeah.
it is. I'll build shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After last year's initial burst of publicity, Columbia Falls residents say the Worcesters have gone mostly silent. In a statement, the family said it was reconsidering its approach to the park, but it would not be run as a nonprofit. So, like, no matter what, they're doing this shit. And as far as funding goes, they did like a big GoFundMe, but now that there's been a moratorium on the construction, they had to refund everyone's
Oh,
money.
that's good. How much money do they get?
Not a lot.
Like $1,000.
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
So no one's falling for this.
Not a whole lot, but they
This
were
is
like,
not real.
like I said, they got big.
This isn't even a real scam.
yeah.
This is a fake scam.
They couldn't even get off the ground
Yeah,
with
exactly.
the scam.
It's an
Yeah.
attempted scam.
It's a tinted scam that just went way too hard.
I say, here's my idea: lobster-themed theme park.
Yeah, there you
Go with what you got.
I mean, it's still.
It's probably a lot easier to build the world's biggest lobster.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
yeah,
Sure.
big ass.
that would only have to be like half a football field.
And then you
Yeah.
could go inside that and eat lobster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
big
when you
ass
go outside.
lobster restaurant
Uh-huh.
with a tilt-a-whirl on the outside.
Yeah.
Dude,
there you
and
go.
then for the
With
kids,
little crabs.
kids, you could take them to the lobster trap place.
Yeah,
and
there we
show
go.
'em- Show them a fun thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
This
big
is how
kid.
how the
Yeah.
things you just ate get murdered.
Yeah.
last
And
time-
you could do this when you grow up if you want to. This
And
is
actually,
the
you can
job.
only do this when you grow up.
yeah, if you
Because we live
here.
in Maine.
Yeah.
Last time AJ was here, we talked about the big blue bug.
From Rhode Island.
In Rhode
that's right.
Island.
Yeah.
Ron comes to us from the enchanted land of New Mexico,
Oh, yeah.
home of many great tourist traps. Do you have?
Oh, that's true.
Do you have a favorite? Painted Desert. I think that might be in Arizona, but you know.
No, I mean obviously the Roswell ones.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that where the thing is, or is that Arizona?
I think that's Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona.
It's easy to get Arizona and Albuquerque confused.
Yeah.
There, it from when you're driving through Arizona and Albuquerque and through New Mexico, you're like, is this the same place?
It's
Right,
like
right.
the tiniest sign in the world that's like, you are now entering a different place.
Yeah, Arizona has a little more money.
Yeah, New Mexico, I think they have kind of a tourist trap when you drive in from Texas. They have a kind of like a Jurassic Park like arch that
Oh,
goes over
yeah.
the road that you could stand in the middle and just watch traffic go into Texas or New Mexico. Yeah.
Don't they have the 4 states thing there?
Oh,
Yeah, the
Four
Four Corners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Four Corners.
That's a good one.
There's the balloon fiesta.
Oh,
What's
what?
that? You release a bunch of balloons?
It's a shit ton of
every year
balloons.
in October. I think it's now the second biggest balloon thing because I
Ooh.
think one took like
That sucks.
somewhere else took it, but like it's
Motherfuckers.
I mean it's the only thing we had. That and green chili, you know. So,
Yeah, there you go.
but yeah,
I
the
heard
balloon
about that
fiesta is
recently.
beautiful. You get up way earlier than you want to. You have some delicious hot chocolate with egg and cheese, green chili, and sausage burrito.
Ooh, there we go.
For visiting, you go during balloon fiesta and have a nice time. Albuquerque is a good place to visit. It's just not a
yeah.
good place to live.
I did visit the world's largest ball of twine in Darwin, Minnesota.
Nice, nice.
So
Should I include that in the obituary?
yes, please. He once visited.
He was one.
This rugged son of a bitch.
Yeah, this piece of
was
shit. You could often find him in Darwin, Minnesota.
He was so exciting. He loved big balls of twine.
Balls of twine, which, by the way, Darwin, Minnesota gets so much snow. They have it encased in like a glass gazebo, so you can't even touch the damn twine. You
Yeah.
just have to kind of like put your face up to the window and look at it.
Sounds great.
Come on, Darwin, get with it. But yeah,
Yeah,
so.
evolve. Yeah, okay.
Boom.
That makes me want to build a
Science
bigger
joke.
ball of twine.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I know.
That then have the world be able to access.
There's such
it.
a big difference between having the world's biggest ball of twine and the world's second biggest ball of twine.
Yeah.
Because the second biggest ball of twine might as well not exist.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
You
like
have to
you might as
literally
well be
take-
the smallest ball of twine at that point. Except at least that would be something.
Yeah.
You'd rather be the most medium ball of twine. It's either smallest, biggest, and then there's anything in between.
Yeah.
I have an average ball of twine. What is
The most average ball of twine.
I've got the median.
I bought it at Michael's. Anyone can get it.
We did a statistical uptake of people's balls of twine, gathered all of the information, and we now know that 455,000 people who have balls of twine have this size ball of twine. There was a statistics joke for you there, guys.
Yeah.
That's the kind of humor you'll be getting on my album. No, it won't be that bad.
I bought a ball of twine probably like 4 years ago. I still haven't
What do
used it
you
up.
use twine
You
for?
do have ball of twine, though.
I do have a ball of
Where
twine.
is it?
Yeah, it's
Do you know
down
where it
it's
is?
downstairs next to my garden. So
What do you use twine for?
I use it to
Wrap newspapers. I think. It's an old timey tool you only use on old timey things.
Yeah.
No, I use it to train tomato vines and cucumber vines up the side of the cage in my little garden
sure.
out back.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's the only application I
By
can
the way,
think
I
of.
do love that you used old timey for newspaper, which is it's like literally a thing I delivered as a child.
An anachronistic thing.
It is, let's be honest. Who do you know who gets a newspaper?
20 years
still?
old is now old timey.
Well, also,
If I walk through a neighborhood and see a newspaper in somebody's
Yeah.
yard, I'm like, an 80-year-old lives there.
Yeah.
Must be rich here.
Yeah.
Someone's got time on their hands.
I think it's important to note that, this is a private endeavor. And we recognize that what the Worcesters are trying to put together here is a monumental task. And it is in our nature, unfortunately, it's become our nature that all we do is try to find the reasons not to do something. I know that there are going to be struggles. I know that there are going to be hurdles that they have to reach, and this family has shown through all its other endeavors that they're up for the task. Is it going to be easy? No. Is it going to succeed? We will find out.
Well, sir, there's nothing on earth like a genuine, bona fide, electrified 6-car monorail. What I say?
Monorail.
What's it called?
Monorail.
That's right, monorail.